everybody, it's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, gathering all the props that we need, and I encourage you to do the same for today's Express Tabata HIIT circuit. We're gonna get 30 minutes of work in, bam, 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 and then move on with our day. So you have a couple minutes to make some space for yourself, grab some water so that you can stay hydrated. You really don't need a lot for today's class. I'm doing body weight moves with you for the first, I believe, 4 moves. Are there 6 moves? I don't even remember anymore. But body weight moves are coming at you from the beginning. At the very end, we're going to have the option to use a weight to do a chest fly and also a little bit of a chest press. So if you have some cans that you can bring, if you don't have any weights at home, that's a great option. I'm gonna fix my timer. I'm gonna go put on a better shirt to exercise with, because you know what? I'm slightly wearing real clothes today. All right, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest coming at you for 4 times through of each move today. Make your space. 1 minute till we get started. That means I need to go find a shirt real fast. Okay. Hi everybody, welcome. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean. Just making sure everything is broadcasting appropriately here. It looks like it is. Take one more giant sip of my energizing coffee. And let's go ahead and get started. So create that space for yourself. We're gonna do my fave, some lateral side to side step taps. I just think it's such a great way with these shoulder rolls to move away from your desk, to start making some space. And notice how your body is feeling today. That's the most important thing. Just noticing how you're feeling, no expectations. You're going to do the best that you can with the body that you have today. Change direction of those shoulder circles, really work to squeeze those shoulder blades together. Just getting any sort of movement that feels good for you. Awesome. Next up, we're gonna go for some big knee pulls. So plant one of your legs, go ahead, draw the other knee up, and if it feels good for you, you can even do a little forward press of your hips, a little squeeze of your glutes to get a little bit more stretch in the back. But maybe you're just working to draw that knee up. We're going for 5 on each side. Make sure you're still breathing. Remember, it helps with the balance if you find one spot to focus your eyes. You can balance a little bit better. I think we've got 1 more on each side. It's a Monday, so you know, haven't been counting all weekend. All right, next up we're gonna go for some air squats. So just shake it out, maybe give yourself a couple hip circles, warm those hips up just a little bit more. Oh, it feels so good. All right, open those feet as wide as feels comfortable for you. We're just gonna squat it down, weight in the heels, stand ourselves back up. That's it. How low are you going to go today? It's just the warm up. I want you to make sure though, as you squat down, you're reaching for that imaginary chair behind you. You're keeping weight in your heels and you're pressing up through your heels no matter how low you go. So just avoiding when we do squats of picking those heels up off the floor. And if you find those heels are still really lifting up off the floor no matter what you do, find a nice solid small book and place that book underneath of your heels so that you can still continue to press through those. Awesome. Next up, we're going to do some side lunges. So open those legs a little bit wider. Go ahead, come into a nice big lunge on one side. If you want, you can step all the way up or stand all the way up, I should say, between these side lunges, or you can challenge yourself to stay low and just switch from side to side. Oh, work to really straighten your extended leg out. Get that big stretch through those inner thighs, a little through the glutes. Keep breathing, keep moving. Let's get one more to each side. Awesome. Then I believe we got an inchworm coming up. So come on over to the end of your mat. Draw your belly in as you hinge forward. Walk yourself out into that plank position. Let's do 3 inchworms, just like this, and then we're going to turn it into a little bit more of the world's greatest stretch. Practice that lunge position. Just practicing warming our body up for some of the moves that we're going to do in today's class. All right, so one more time. Let's inchworm it towards the back and then the front, and then alternate as you come into this plank position. Bring that right leg forward. Reach your left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Bring your right hand back down. Step back into that plank. Can you keep your knee off of the floor today? It's okay if you can't. If you need to, you can drop that back knee down, untuck your foot for a little bit of stability. Remember, with challenge comes change. So just because you had to put your knee down the other day does not mean that you have to put your knee down today. And just because you were able to do an amazing lunge last week doesn't necessarily mean that your body still feels ready to do that today. So just honor whatever does work for you. Go ahead, walk yourself up, take a moment in your dangle, get that big stretch on the back of the legs. You can bend one knee and then the other, bring the movement a little more into your hips. Shake your head, yes, no, transfer the weight to your feet and slowly roll yourself up. All right, give me some sort of march in place, or jumping jacks, or just some sort of movement. I'm sorry, I forgot to brag you, Fred. And I'm gonna tell you what's coming up for round 1. We're not gonna take a lot of breaks today, y'all. We're gonna go right from one move into the other. We got that 20-second break happening, and there'll be a little bit of a longer break between each move while I tell you what's coming up next. So our first move of the day, we're gonna start off a little easy because we're still warming the bodies up. And then I'm gonna give you options each time we go through if you want to make this a little bit harder on yourself. Especially if you large too. Especially if you, unlike me, are someplace that you can do some really big jumps. I'm going to be showing the low intensity options as much as possible so that I don't anger the man downstairs. But if you are able to add in a big hop to get a little bit of air to challenge yourself more, you add in that hop. All right, so move number 1 is just going to be an air squat, I believe. We're starting with just our air squats like we did in the warm-up. So just squatting down and sitting yourself back up. If you have weights and you want to hold those weights, go for it. Maybe you squat down and touch all the way to the floor, and then find that big length back up towards the ceiling. So bringing your arms up overhead is going to make you work your heart a little bit more. It's going to burn some more energies. I've been watching the Jersey Shore. They had S's. All right, so let's go ahead and get our just air squats. Round 1, 2, 3. Here we go. So just squat down, stand up. Maybe you reach up towards the ceiling. I like to squat and try to bring my elbows towards the knees. Think about your knees and your toes pointing in the same direction, just like for lunges. Remember, you can always open your legs a little bit wider, maybe help yourself get down a little bit more. This is our round 1 static squat. We're gonna change it up, move a little bit more in round 2. Keep going. Make sure you're pressing up through those heels. It'll automatically help you squeeze that glute a little bit more. Take your first break. All right, so now we're gonna add in some movement. So you're either going to squat and hop in, or squat and step in and alternate your step. I will be stepping, but I wish I was jumping in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So squat, step in. You can still work to get those arms up overhead to just bring that heart rate up a little bit more. If you're feeling good about the squat, keep this fast pace. If you're not sure what's happening at all with your feet or your knees, you can always slow it down to make sure that as you plant your feet, they are in the same direction of your knees. through those heels. Just about 5 seconds left. How low can you go? Take your break. Awesome, shake it out. Next up, we're going to add in a knee drive. Wait, I said a jump in. Jessica. Okay. Well, now we'll add that jump in or a knee drive. Ready? So squat in either step or squat. Maybe you drive. Oh my God, my neighbor's gonna kill me if I keep doing that. So you can either still get that hop or just get into this knee drive right here. Keep it up, y'all. 10 seconds left. Get low. Don't sacrifice that low because you're challenging your abs a little more, driving that knee. Awesome. Take your 20-second break. Let me see what I said we were going to do. Bump, bump, bump. Regular with step in, with jump. Oh, okay. It did say with the jump. So let's see if we can get some sort of a more intensive hop last time through. I'm going to add in that little hop and a knee drive to each side. So, not bothering my neighbor as much as I would if I had that continuous challenge of a hop, but introducing that controlled stability to the movement. 10 seconds left. Then we get to challenge that upper body. Oh my gosh, okay, shake it out, grab that quick sip of water, because we've got push-up to plank coming up next. Make your way down to the mat. We're gonna go for a slow push-up. So look to find at least 1, maybe 2 points to pause in your push-up. And then I really challenge you to take an extra breath. So 2 seconds to get down, 2 seconds holding down at the bottom, and then pressing yourself up. See if you can hold yourself right before that chest comes to the mat. You can always bring those knees in and come into tabletop. Let's get started. 3, 2, 1, begin. So if you're doing a modification with me, we're on our knees. We take a pause. We take a pause. Pause down at the bottom. Whew, press yourself back up. Take that pause. Keep those elbows in close. Then if you need to, you can do the same thing right here from tabletop. Pause, pause, elbows in close, press into those hands palms, push up. You can still feel those triceps working. Well, even right here from tabletop, challenging that upper body, being smart for that back and that lower body. Still leading with my head and chest. Take a break. Oh, yes. All right, first round's done. Can we challenge ourselves a little bit more in round 2? So maybe you're able to step your knees a little bit further back if they're not all the way in that push-up form. Ready? Begin. So even just from a slightly wider tabletop, I don't have my knees all the way back. This is still pretty hard, y'all. And this is also something, if you need to, you can be doing the same move against a table. So halfway, a little closer, and then push yourself up. Just taking that pause. At the bottom, when our arms are almost in line with our body. Wow, those are hard too. Oh my gosh. So the lower that you go with whatever you're working with, the more challenging it's going to be. I liked that challenge up here. Was able to work the whole course. I'm going to stay standing for round 3. Same thing. 2, 1. begin. So just finding those points, keeping those elbows in close, and then pressing up. Keep that pause at the bottom. So I know for myself that when I am down on the floor, push-ups are not my strongest of moves, and I'm a lot more likely to just take a little dump out of my back and sink my belly towards the floor, and that is not an option here while working and pressing against the surface. Ooh, feel it in that upper back. Oh, take a break. Take a break. We got one more time through. I'm going to challenge myself to come back down to the floor for round number 4, the last round. Oh no, I lost the workout. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to stand on up. 3, 2, 1, begin. So once again, find those pauses. And press yourself back up. You should be spending more time somewhere in the push-up than you do at the very top of the push-up. So as soon as you come up, you start working towards going down. Still sweating even here in tabletop. Ugh, triceps. Yes! Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to stand up. We're going to give our wrists a little bit of a break. We're going to come into some high knees for the next move. We're going to switch between standing high knees and doing some mountain climbers on the ground. So again, if you don't want to do your mountain climbers on the ground when that round comes up, you can always lean against a table and do your mountain climbers right here. Perhaps you'll see that with that forward lean or being down on the floor, you're able to move a lot faster than you do just here with high knees. All right, if you can jump, I encourage you to jump your high knees out, maybe. If you're standing with me, find a place for your hands and work to really bring those legs up to your hands as opposed to bringing your hands to your legs. In 3, 2, 1, begin. So remember, we're working at that fast pace here. Try to resist the urge of bringing that hand down to slap your thigh. Work to bring that knee all the way up towards your hand. Keep that belly pulled in nice and tight. Keep moving. Even if you're not moving as fast as I am, getting that knee all the way up a little bit slower, you're going to have to really use those abs to get that high drive here. Whew. All right, we're going to come down to the floor. We're going to do the same thing in a plank. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Come into that plank and get those mountain climbers. Your choice if you're going fast or if you're going slow, or maybe you're doing both. Once again, if you need to come down onto your knees, you can still work here from the knees. Really work to drive that knee towards the elbow. But if you can, come into plank and make it happen, even if you just get 1 or 2. And then you have to bring those knees back down towards the floor. Then come back to that plank. Great. Let's stand up again. One more round of standing high knees. This time I challenge you to take a little cross action across the body. And we'll bring that same cross body action to our mountain climbers, either on the floor or leaning against a table. Ready? Begin. So you're either working for those real fast high knees, maybe you're moving a little bit slower, challenging your balance a little bit more, working to really contract and squeeze to make the movement happen. Happens when you're moving slower as opposed to just the momentum. Challenges your balance a little bit more. And when you challenge your balance, You have to engage that core more to stabilize. Oh my gosh. All right, let's come on down to the floor. Or you know what? I'm going to do this one leaning against this amazing dresser that I'd love to give away for free. If anyone wants to, let me know. I doubt any of you do, but putting it out there. Ready? Ready for this last round, cross body climbers. Begin. We're halfway. I'm going to come on down to the floor. Ah. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. We're going to stay low. Oh, because we got forearm planks coming up next. Forearm planks that we're going to mix in with Superman. So we're going to come into our forearm plank and hold. Hold in this forearm plank. Then we're going to lower down, squeeze and lift. We're going to do each thing for 2 seconds. And then I promise, this is the last of the planks for today. How we doing on time? Oh man, I won't have time for everything. All right, we start in 3, 2, 1, begin. So forearm plank for 2 to 4 seconds, and then lower all the way down. Arms are in a W, squeeze your glutes, lift those legs. Come back to your forearm plank. Lower down, Superman. Keep your eyes down towards the floor. Halfway through. Ugh. 5 seconds left. Take your break. Let's do one more time just like that. We'll add a little challenge in for our last 2 rounds. Things are getting sweaty over here at my place, so please be careful. Put a towel down if you need to. Don't want you to slip. Begin. Come into that forearm plank. Lower down, Superman. Can you lift up a little bit higher? Forearm plank. Lower down, Superman. Forearm plank. Superman. Keep switching, y'all. We got 10 seconds left from right here. I want you to lift up into this last Superman we're gonna do. So super high and hold it. You ready? Take your break. Oh, take your break. We got 2 more rounds of that. Oh my gosh, all right. If you're up for a challenge this time from our forearm plank, you're gonna reach your hand forward and just tap forward. So it's gonna be a 3-point plank. And then lower yourself down, Superman. Let's tap each side. Ready? Lift yourself up, tap, tap, lower down, Superman. As you do this tap, try to keep those hips as still as possible. Oh my gosh. 10 seconds left right here. You are worth it. Whoa. 3, 2, 1. Take your break. One more time through, y'all. We just got one more time through. Then we're gonna stand up. Oh man. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So find that forward reach, lower down. You got it. Forward reach, reach, Lower down. Oh, you're amazing. Ugh. All right, the good news, bad news is we don't have time. We don't have time for everything I wanted to do today, and to also get a cool down. Last one, last one. Oh, so we're gonna stay down on the floor. We're going to skip our lunge and our curtsy lunge. We're gonna come right into some ab work, some additional ab work, because all that plank work has been ab work too. I need to mop my face off real fast. And if you have some weights, you need to grab some weights. Oh my gosh. All right, so we got our last round of work started right now, y'all. And we're just gonna do one round of each of these ab moves. We're gonna do it for a little bit longer. So we're gonna go for 1 minute. We'll still get that 20-second rest. We have 2 different moves we're gonna do. We're gonna do them each one time. So our first move with our chest fly is laying down with your legs straight up in the air. You're going to fly your arms, and as they come back in, you're just going to bend your knees and tap your toes on the floor. So just fly right here, lower back stays glued, and tap. That's going to be our round 1 move. You ready? We start it in 3, 2, 1, begin. So your pace is going to be dictated slightly by this chest fly. If you can't have your legs straight, you can always just bring your legs back into tabletop right here. Otherwise, work to straighten those legs all the way up towards the ceiling. This is kind of almost like a recovery move, depending on how strong your abs are feeling right now. Getting a little bit more chest work happening. Slight bending your elbow for this fly. Keep that belly drawn in. Keep that lower back to the floor. Oh, it's just starting to bring those heart rates down a little bit right here. We're going to challenge them one more time, I think, though, with our last move. We're going to go for a little bit of a, take a break, a dead bug bicycle. So one arm's going to push up and then come back in, press through your heel as you push that leg out. So alternating arms, alternating legs. For this next one, if your lower back starts to come off of the floor, you kick towards the ceiling or a little straight out as opposed to bringing that heel towards the floor. Now remember, the closer that you have your knees towards your chest, the easier it's going to be to keep your lower back on the floor, but you can add a little bit more challenge by having those knees a little further from the center line of the body to continuously challenge the abs. If your lower back is lifting though, draw those knees in closer and just bicycle out from there. You can always move a little faster here. So we're coming towards the end. Make sure you're still breathing. Oh my gosh. 10 seconds left. Keep it up. Last move of the day. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. Go ahead, release those weights. Take a moment, draw your knees towards your chest. Take a slight tuck of that chin towards your chest. Give yourself a little massage with those knees. First in one direction. Slow that breath down. Go ahead, bring those knees in the opposite direction. Let's get a stretch into our quads while we're here, because we did do some great squats today. So go ahead, take your left hand, bring it to the top of your right shin. Reach your right hand down, grab hold of your left foot, and as you bring the left sole of the foot towards your glute and stretch through your knee. Still squeezing this bottom leg glute just a little bit. You'll really feel the big stretch on the top of your thigh. Top of the left thigh. The more that you really stretch that knee towards the end of the mat and bring the outside of the leg to the mat, the more you feel it in this lower quad. Oh my God, feels great. Awesome. Take your time, carefully change. Keep that lower back to the floor. Take another moment in your recovery with your knees to your chest. And then right hand comes to the top of the left knee. Left hand reaches down and grabs hold of the right foot, just working to bring the outside of the right foot to the floor and starting to stretch your knee towards the end of the mat. Oh, it feels great. Keep up with those big breaths. Take two more right here. Then once again, draw both knees in towards the chest. Release the soles of the feet to the floor. Extend your arms out to the side. Allow your knees to drop over to one side. Take a nice gentle twist through your spine. You can bring an extra stretch through your neck by turning your chin in the opposite direction of your knees. Just find what feels right for your body today. Take some big breaths right here. Work on slowing your exhales down. It's going to slow your heart rate down as you bring your knees back up towards the ceiling. Plant your feet on the floor, lift your hips up, drop your knees to the opposite side. Other side, spine twist. Decide if it feels right. If you want to try and turn your chin in the opposite direction of your shoulder. Then go ahead, bring those arms together. Go ahead, press yourself up into tabletop. Take a little opportunity to pass through some cat-cow. Find some real flexion and rounding extension through the back. Oh, hey, cactus on the floor here. Didn't even see you there. Pick you up. All right, go ahead, tuck your toes under. Send your hips up towards the ceiling. Pedal through your heels. Get that stretch in your calves. Careful if your mat is sweaty like mine. Make sure that your feet aren't slipping on your sweaty spot. Maybe you even need to move just a little bit. And then walk your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet. Prepare to shift the weight to your heels. Take a moment hanging out here in your dangle. Bring that generous bend to your knees if you need to. Relax your shoulders. Create some extra space of the crown of the head towards the floor. Belly can rest on your thighs. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. Go ahead, transfer your hands to your thighs. Drop those glutes down and carefully roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. At the top, take a big inhale, stretch, reach all the way up towards the ceiling. Keep your right hand up, bring your left hand down, nice side body stretch. Inhale, left arm up, bring your right hand down. One more time, both arms up to the ceiling, and on your exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Take a moment in your stillness right here to just be so proud of yourself for showing up today. Ask yourself how you feel. Maybe you feel a little tired. Maybe your predominant feeling, though, is pride for showing up and challenging yourself. I know I'm proud of myself for getting back on my toes in those planks as quickly as I could. Every day is a different day, but just doing the best that you can. If you have any questions or concerns, I hope that you will let me or someone else on the amazing team know. Have a wonderful rest of your day. If you're in the office, please come and say hello.